Hi everybody, welcome to the Oso Furioso Scaled Modeling channel. My name is Gonzalo and I'm here to present to you the UMA AV-8B Harrier II kit. Now just right up front for transparency, I want to let you know that number one, I am not a Harrier expert by any stretch of the imagination, so I will not be talking about the accuracy of the kit, if this is actually a correct AV-8B Harrier or not. The type of modeler that I am is if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And to me, this duck right here happens to be a Harrier. So yeah, I haven't built this kit obviously, so I don't know how it builds up. However, there is one video online that I saw of the build, and that modeler seemed to like it and said it was a fantastic build. So I'll get the link for that and I'll put it down in the comments. Anyway, this is my very first review video of any kit, so please be gentle. I'll do my best. I'm still learning how to work the cameras and how to position things, so I'll do my best to get things in frame and whatnot, and so you can all see what I can see, okay? Anyway, let's go ahead and get started on the kit and show you what's in the box. So first, let's actually talk about the box. Very nice artwork here, very nice box cover. I don't know why they put a rabbit here, but they did. Great. I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be, what is it, the Star Wars Canyon flyby? Who knows? Anyway, addition of a rabbit, great. On the sides, you have your decals and extra stuff list, I guess. So you have your film for your HUD. You have 3D cockpit details, 3D cockpit decals. Notice there's no decals for like the seat, like like Quinta provides. So okay. Then we have some photo etch here, which is some mirrors. It looks like the HUD and potentially, I think that's one. Oh no, that might be a grill for one of the vents or something. I thought it might have been for shaft and flares, but I think that's actually for a vent. And I don't know what the other small metal things are. And then they have some masks for the vertical stabilizer, for the intake, and I don't remember what the other parts are for. But anyway, not many. It doesn't cover wheels, which is fine, and I'll get into that in a little bit. And then you have your decal sheet. And then, pardon me, on the other side, what you have here, and I move my camera. Let me fix my camera real quick. And what we have here are the different versions. You have the black sheep. I don't know what squadron this is. VMA 214. Oh, that's also the black sheep, but that's the gunship gray. I love this one because first of all, it's got the black sheep there, right? But then it's got also the mission markings, which I love, man. Decal markings that are the ones that always get me are the mission markings and also the shark teeth. So if this had shark teeth, that definitely built that. Anyway, that's the gunship gray. That's the overall gray, I guess the camouflage one. And then we have the Tomcatters as well. I'll get into that a little bit more detail as we open up the kit. Anyway, let's get into the box. All right. It's a big sturdy box, I will say. It's a lot bigger than the Hasegawa one. That's what she said, right? Anyway, okay. Let's start with the instruction booklet. The instruction booklet to me seems pretty well organized. Let's see if I can maybe get it a little bit better in there. Anyway, I'm not gonna go page by page, but it seems well organized. It starts in the cockpit, landing gear bay, forward landing gear bay, and then onward. It seems nicely numbered. No gotchas here that I can tell, right? It seems pretty cool. I'm assuming they have the right parts with the right orders and the right configurations. Unlike Kinetic, right? Very nice. Oh, I'll get to these in a minute. Very nice indeed. We're going to talk about this. I love that. I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, pretty simple. Oh, it looks simple, right? Okay. Then you have your parts trees here, which is great. More part trees. And then of course your decal sheet, 3D, PE, masks, additional metal parts. Ooh, pitot tube, not pitot tube, static port maybe. And then of course your film for your HUD. There's your 3D decals placement, which is pretty cool, and I'll get to that in a minute. It also has the, you can have, let's see if I can get it in there. There it is. The deck cord is a 3D decal, so that's pretty cool. And then of course you have your masks. So, oh, those are all for the intake. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 is for the canopy. Strange that they don't have one for the aft canopy. Huh, okay. All right, here's the decal sheet itself. The decal sheet looks pretty nice to me. It looks like thin decals. Of course, I won't know how they fit until we actually get them on there. Let me turn these sideways. As you can see, there's also decals for the instruments. So you don't have to use the 3D ones if you don't want to. And also right there, you can barely see it, number 59 there is your deck cord as well. So very nice decal sheet. Also, just so that you all know, 2 Bobs makes a beautiful decal sheet for this version of the Black Sheep Squadron. It's the Gunship Gray Harriers. Very nice sheet if you want to get that one aftermarket too. So, and there's plenty of aftermarket like for Harriers, like ejection seats and stuff. I'm assuming it'll fit in here, but yeah, okay. Now we're going to go on to the decal placement instructions. This is a la Tamiya, right? They give you a sheet for each version. I don't know if y'all can see it there. So this is for the Tomcat one. The Tomcat, what is it? The VMA 311. There's also a side for stencils. And they also have weapon stencils, so that's pretty cool. For the, is it GBU 12, I think it is. And then you have AIM 9Ms. Mavericks, don't ask me what version of the Maverick that is. That might be the, it might have both the what is it, laser guided and the optically guided one. Then you have your pod, your targeting pod, and then of course you have your Black Sheep black fuel tanks if you want that. So yeah, it's definitely got stencils on it. Nothing like an F4 that's got like a million of them. There's a few. I think there's enough on here to make you happy if you like stencils, but not like I said, like an F4 that's got like a million stencils. That's pretty cool. So anyway, that's the Tomcats one. This is the Gunship Gray Black Sheep version. Very nice. You know, after you're done with the kit, if you want to save these and like frame and put them up on your wall, that'd be pretty nice. I did that with the Academy ones. I saw, who was it that had it? Mr. G, I think it is, John. He framed some of his Tamiya decal. It looks pretty cool. I got the idea. I did the same thing. You can actually do that with this too if you like. Although it's pretty large. And then of course, the one I'm going to build is the gray version with, like I said, the mission markings, which are pretty nice. Although it's gray, it's going to take a lot of modulation of the paint. It can be a pain in the butt, but I love, man, I'm telling you, I love mission markings on decal sheets. That and shark teeth. Shark teeth and, oh, man. If this had mission markings and shark teeth together, that's a done deal, right? That's me. All right, let's get to the other small parts. Here we have the, if you all can see it, the PE. So that looks like a vent to me, although I'm not sure. There's also in there, it's another one in there, the transparencies for the HUD. Then you have your mirrors, you have your HUD itself, and then I don't know what those are. Maybe for the cockpit latching, who knows? And then also you have some extra formation lights there. Okay. This came with my kit. I'm sure all of you that get this will get it. It's a correction for the GBU 12s. Nice, thank you for that correction. Here's the actual masks. You know what this kit reminds me of, to be honest with you? This kit reminds me of Meng. If you build a Meng Hornet or Phantom or any of those aircraft, the plastic, the look, the feel of the plastic, and the PE for it and the mask all reminds me of Meng, right? Even the details on this remind me of Meng, and I happen to like Meng a lot, so I'm pretty happy about that. Also have here is the 3D decals. You all can see that. No seatbelts. This is just for the panels, the displays and stuff. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and get into the kit. Forward fuselage. So what does this tell me right off the bat? I think they're going to have different versions of this. simply because, you know, this is completely separate from the forward button. And from my experience, model companies that have different versions of, like, you know, separate forward and aft part of the aircraft, it's usually because they have different versions coming out. And also the top sensor, what is it, the laser designator, I guess? No, what would the sensor on the top of the nose, whatever that's for, that's separate as well. So that to me indicates that there's probably going to be other versions of this aircraft coming out, maybe a British version, maybe an earlier Harrier. That'd be cool. I would love an early, like, Desert Storm Harrier. Anyway, look at the detail on this. Look at the rivets. That is sweet. I don't know, man. I built the Hasegawa one. It's nice, but I think this one's going to displace the Hasegawa one as the top of the Harrier. There's some scoops. Nice. There's your flare and shaft dispensers and the actual, yeah, cool. Yeah. Here we have the transparencies. Now I'm not going to take these out because I don't want them getting scratched up, but notice there's two, right? I don't know if you can see the two aft ones. There's one here and one here. You can actually see it. That one comes with the det cord already etched into it, so I guess you can just paint it. This one does not, so you can use your 3D decal for it, okay? Now here's the front ooh, whoa, sorry, shook the camera there. The front canopy here, I don't know if you can see, it has a seam down the middle, which is gonna have to be removed. And then of course you have landing lights and all that other stuff and beacons and whatnot in there as well. Very nice. All right, some doodads and doohickeys. Yes, that's my official terminology for these things. I have no idea what they're for. They're just parts of the kit. Great. Oh, there. Where is it? Let's see if I can get it in camera there. There it is. See if you can get it. The cannon for the front nozzle. That's pretty cool. It looks really nice. It looks like maybe ejection seat handle. Oh, very nice. Okay. GBU 12s. There's 4 of them. Can a Harrier carry 4 bombs? Yeah, and then maybe fly like 10 miles, right? I don't know. Anyway, very nice detail. Oh, wait, duh, I'm an idiot. Not 4, it's 2. Sorry, dummy. Okay, anyway, very nice. Here we have some landing gear. We have landing gear doors. See if I can keep it. Get some more maybe detail. You can see the detail on there. There we go. And then we have the hubs, which is, I think is awesome that they separate the hubs, the rims from the wheels themselves. I think that's great for painting, right? Let's see how they fit together though. Then you have your wing gear here. I think you have your nose gear parts here. And flip it over. Yeah, for sure. Then you have your gun. Then you have your outrigger wheels. Very nice, very, very nice. And here's the rear gear. Here's the rear gear. Nose gear here. Then this is for the rear wheels. Yeah, very nice. All right, here's the fuselage. 1/2 of it anyway. Here we have. Let's see if I can get in there. Look at that detail. Hasegawa does not provide this kind of detail for sure. Let's be honest. Beautiful. So the panel lining, of course, is recessed, right? Some people may say it's too deep. I like it like that because once you get your paint on and your gloss coats and all that, and you want to get your washes in, I like it that it'll actually go in there. Hasegawa panel lines, to me, are very light, and you probably have to rescribe them. So yeah, I like that they're deep. I'll get the other side too. There we go. Here's the other side. Very nice. Okay. All right. I want to talk about this. The wings. Look at the detail on these wings. Let me see if I can get really close to you. See if you can get the riveting in there. See that riveting? Very nice. Look at the, what do you call it? The fences up there? Oh, I forgot what you call them. Anyway, yeah. The detail in this is fantastic. Again, I don't know if this is accurate. It looks accurate to me. It looks like a duck, right? Remember that? So look at that detail in there. Really, really nice. Now, this is what I'm happy about. Let me explain. See this? It attaches to that. I remember on the Hasegawa kit, this part of the Hasegawa kit with the wing was a real pain in the butt for me. Of course, I'm a mediocre modeler, so it could have been just me. But putting that Hasegawa kit, this was the worst part as far as I was concerned about the kit. It took a lot of putty, a lot of sanding. It was in an awkward area. You had also the well, you put it later, but you had the what do you call it? The refueling probe that was there. But yeah, it was a real problem for me. I hope this goes on a lot better than the Hasegawa one. Let's look at the bottom riveting if you can. The bottom of the wing. Very nice. Very, very nice. Let's hope the fit of this kit is really good. I know we all have like Tamiya expectations. I don't think it's gonna be Tamiya, but yeah. All right, let's talk about the exhaust. All right, I noticed this earlier. Look inside, right? Let's look inside the exhaust. No seam lines. Beautiful. One solid piece. Beautiful. And look at the heat shields. Very detailed, very nice. Here's the forward ones. Those were the aft ones. Same thing. Look at that. Beautiful. This is the nozzle. The nozzle's in the back. Look at the detail on that. I don't know if you guys can get in there, see it? Look at the detail. Definitely blows Hasegawa out of the water. Maybe I'm being too critical. I mean, I love Hasegawa too, don't get me wrong, right? But the detail on this is fantastic. I'm sure the aftermarket people are going to go nuts on this kit with, like, I don't know, PE. Anyway, Mavericks. It has different exhausts for Mavericks of different types, I guess. Don't ask me which ones they are. I have no idea. Again, it looks like a duck. I'm assuming this is for your exhausts and stuff. How to put them in there, turn them maybe. I have no idea. All right, this is from the, you have here some pitot tubes, flare shaft dispensers, some antennas. You have the, what do you call it? I don't know what you call it, but these go by the exhaust, right? Look at the detail. Beautiful. I'm sure someone's gonna get on you. That sucks, man. It's not that good. Why are you tripping? This, you put these on, what are the strakes here? You put them on at on the belly of the Harrier if you don't have the guns installed. Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm putting the guns on because, you know, when I was a lot younger, the movie True Lies came out with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Harrier in that. And dude, when the Harrier's, you know, strafing the 7 Mile bridge out in Key West, that is badass. So I mean, come on, how can you not have the guns on there? Anyway, here are the wheels. All right, I'm gonna keep them in here so I don't lose them. Very nice. Look at the tread. If you can see the tread on there. Very nice. Is the tread real? I don't know. Looks nice though. Then we have one of the wing gear or outriggers, whatever you want to call them. Again, look at the detail on there if you can. Very nice. Now this one's duplicated, so I'm going to go through this one here. Here you have your sway braces, you have your pylons, you have your AIM-9 launcher. I forgot the LAU, whatever it is, and then you have your Maverick launcher rail. You have your fuel tank, and then of course the tail, which I hope this builds up. I hope this builds up well. And then you have, of course, more pylons. Look at the detail on those pylons. Very nice, very nice. And this is exactly the same as that one, so I'm not going to show you that again. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is the actual canopy. What do you call it? Canopy, I guess. And you put the clear on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Very nice detail. Look at the riveting on that. Very, very nice. Flip it over. Not much on the bottom, but okay. Really nice for this kit. This is nice too. These are the vertical stabilizers here. Get them on the picture. Look at the detail on that. Beautiful detail. Then you have the horizontal stabilizers. I don't know, do we have a trumpet or mad riveter going on here? I don't know, but it looks great. I love it. Then of course you have the other outrigger. And then this is pretty cool. So hold on, actually let me flip it over. You have extended flaps and then retracted. That's cool. Very, very nice. Look at the detail on those. That's for the, what is it, in the back there for the horizontal stabilizers, right? Beautiful, look at the riveting on that. Very nice. Then we have targeting pod. I don't remember the nomenclature for this. Also very nice detail on these. You know, there must be some sort of like Harrier expert that's gonna watch this and go, dude, please, you're butchering it. Just shut up. Keep going. Well, I'm doing my best, but. All right, I know these are the, like the wingtip thrusters or whatever, or what, jets, nozzles, whatever. Of course, you have an extended boom, refueling boom, and you have a retracted fueling boom. Very nice. And then, of course, you have the pylon for the boom itself. And then you have some scoops that go on the top, some antennas. Beautiful. Let me actually get it in there. There you go. Look at that. You know what I also like about this? The scoops here, like for instance, you can get a good picture of it. Right there we go. They're actually hollowed out. Very nice attention to detail by Uma. Now this, man, okay, let's talk about the intakes. These intakes are beautiful, right? One solid piece. I'm pretty sure Hasegawa doesn't do that. I think Hasegawa has like this side and then this is one solid piece, but the outside, you have to glue it on. I really, ooh, it's a little damage there. I didn't realize that. Oh no, I hope yours doesn't come damaged. Anyway, look at the detail on this, right? If you want the veins closed, beautiful detail. Get it closer for you. Very, very nice. One solid piece. I remember for me, Hasegawa was a big problem with this as well. As a matter of fact, I think most Harrier kits have this problem, right? And then you have this, the one with the open. Now, I don't know if you can see like right in there. Where is it? Right there. You have, ooh, wait, this way. Here we go. That looks like it might need to be sanded down. I don't know. I have to look at my references. I have no idea. But that's beautiful. Look at that. Again, one solid piece. Nice job, Uma, in my opinion. All right, and then of course the last sprue, we have cockpit parts. Now this is pretty cool. So this looks like this might be an earlier version of a Harrier or maybe a different version because it's got these vents up here, right? But then you have another one here that looks like they were capped off. So this might be, I don't know which one I'm gonna use. I don't know which one goes with the kit, but it looks like, I'm almost certain there's going to be another version of a Harrier coming out. Maybe a British one, I have no idea. Again, all you Harrier experts may know, I have no idea. I believe this is the nose gear. You have nose gear doors. Some wheel well parts, I don't know which one after forward. You have the cockpit combing. Very nice, and you're going to put your photo etch in there for in your transparencies. You have your, I guess this is the connector between the guns where the ammo goes through. You have some sort of, oh, nope, those are your panels for the side panels for your cockpit. Notice that they're raised. So if you're gonna want to put on the 3D decals on there, you're gonna have to definitely remove those, right? That's on par for every 3D decal. Or you can use the decals on the decal sheet and just put it over. Maybe that'll look good as well. Let me see if I can find there's the front, instrument panel. Very nice. And of course, again, you're gonna have to scrape off stuff if you use the 3D decals. Gear door, the back of the cockpit. I believe this is maybe the aft gear. Also the cockpit part. Here's the sides of the ejection seats. And what else have we got on here that I could, oh, the guns itself. Oh yeah. Very nice detail. And then of course the top of the ejection seat, which comes in with molded belts. And look at that, the fabric. That's pretty nice. I wonder how it'll look all built up. It might not even need a resin seat. Who knows? Anyway, that's it. That's the entire kit. Oh no, wait, sorry. You have your AIM 9Ms. Very nice. Look at the detail on that. Pretty good. It has 4, right? Or am I being stupid again? And there halves. Nope, there's 4. I don't recall ever seeing a Harrier that had 4 missiles on it, but I could be wrong. Again, I'm not an expert by any stretch. So anyway, that's it. That's the entire kit. I think it looks great in parts anyway. I'm sure it'll build up into a beautiful kit, especially in the hands of a really good modeler. I wouldn't doubt it that, oh, wait, there's one more thing I forgot. Sorry about that. Here we have some metal something, and then I thought I saw, yep, a static port in there somewhere, right there, maybe. And there's another, yeah, very nice. Anyway, I'm sure that the aftermarket people are going to come out with a ton of extras for this, right? But as is out of the box, this looks fantastic. There's always room for improvement in every kit. Like I said, especially in the hands of a really skilled modeler. I'm a mediocre guy, so I'm really happy with what I have, and I'd be more than happy just to build it out of the box like this. Really nice. So yeah, anyway, I hope you liked my video. It's my first time ever doing a kit box review. I hope you like it. Please leave any comments at the bottom. If you did like my video, smash that like button. And if you also like my video and you want to see future content, hit that subscribe button as well. I'll be putting up videos here now and then. Now, I do plan on building this. But I'm going to release this video first, and then when I start building it, I'll do a as I go video as well. So yeah, look for that in the future. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining in. Like I said, smash the like, smash the subscribe, and leave comments at the bottom. Have a great day, everybody.